What's going on, dudes and dudettes? So yes, Zion Williamson, the ex-Duke player from the Pelicans, did sign a 5-year, $193 million extension on his rookie contract, which is really good, obviously, but pretty crazy that he's only played like 3 seasons. He's only been in the league for 3 seasons, hardly played any games, missed 1 full season, and still got that big contract like pretty much 2 years early than what he was supposed to get it basically at the end of his rookie deal. But overall, he should be 100% healthy going into this season, and if he does make an NBA all-team, whether it's first, second, or third team, it could get bumped up to 230 something million, I believe, total, which is the normal rookie deal. So overall, it could be higher, but definitely has to play a lot more than just 30 some odd games or something like that he's played, which is really crazy. Then the Lakers made another free agent signing while bringing back a guy they drafted a few years ago, but they traded him to Washington in Thomas Bryant. He was one of their centers at the time, 7-foot guy. He did develop his game a lot more, even throwing in like a 3-point game as well. So it's pretty cool that the Lakers are able to get him back and just pretty much saying, hey, you got to earn your spot, but you definitely have a chance to earn a starting spot here, which is pretty cool. So I'm pretty sure that's why he signed. It was pretty much down to Lakers and Celtics, so I'm definitely glad he chose the Lakers. Definitely needed a stretch big like that. Then the Duke player, who was recently drafted number 1 overall to Orlando, Paolo Banchero, made his debut last night in the Summer League, obviously against the number 3 overall pick in Houston, Jabari Smith. So everybody knew it was going to be a most watched game. They were going to go at it. And luckily, Banchero from Duke ended up getting the better stats and coming out with the victory with his team as well, which is what he's supposed to do. Ended up getting like 17 points. I think it was like 6 assists. Yeah, 6 assists. I think 5 rebounds, block as well. Had a pretty good overall game. Didn't really shoot many threes, but he was like 2 for 3 from there, I believe, as well. And shot under 50% total for his field goal percentage, but he did not shoot as many shots as he did points, so that kind of averages out when you look at the analytics as a pretty good game. So overall, it's a nice start. Hopefully him and the other Duke players will come out good, and other USC guys as well playing in the Summer League that's just getting going out there in Las Vegas. And then, yeah, there's a pretty interesting stat that they put up on Twitter. All these Twitter posts were saying that over the past 3 seasons, somehow Anthony Davis of the Lakers has played more games than both Kawhi and Paul George ever since all 3 joined the LA teams 3 years ago. So it's pretty crazy because for Lakers fans, we kind of know that AD has missed a lot of games, but I don't know with that COVID year, 2020 bubble, because I know AD came back, even though if the season would have went regular, I've always said he probably would not have finished the season, but he was lucky he had 5 months to basically heal up again to have another season in the bubble basically. But I don't know if Kawhi or Paul George played in those games either. I could be wrong. I think Kawhi did. So I remember him going up against Dallas in the first round, beating Luka, and then they lost to Denver, I believe, because they couldn't match up and go all the way to the Western Conference Finals to meet up with the Lakers because they were too scared, I remember. So yeah, so somehow I think AD has just only played 5 more games than those guys, but that's 2 superstars compared to 1 star. So I guess the Lakers are winning, and especially with the fact that they got a title under their belt as well, and he doesn't have to wear the Clippers jersey as well, so that does help. And then a couple of players from my teams are getting some new contracts or invites. So Isaiah White, who is an ex-USC guy who just graduated basketball, he is signing overseas with a Slovakian team to play out over there for at least a year, so good luck to him. Probably the money was better than trying to get on a team in Summer League, so it's always good for those guys. And then also DJ Stewart, I forgot, they put this up really late, so I didn't get this. He was the last player that they put of letting you know of which Duke players are on which teams for Summer League, and of course he is still on the Sacramento Kings, even though he didn't make the team for some reason, but he was on their Summer League last year as well, so he is once again this year trying to make the team, so good luck to him. He was once again another guy that should have stayed 1 more year at Duke. Would have been awesome. Definitely needed his shooting this year in the Final Four, but oh well, right? Then yes, the Lakers started their summer league. It's in the California Classic, so it's kind of before the Las Vegas stuff. There's that, and like Utah does one as well. But they did their own California thing where they played a couple California teams, and I think the Miami Heat as well. But that first game they played the Heat, and the Lakers won 100-66, which was a nice showing against their first round pick Nikola Jovic, something like that. And then the next game they played the Golden State Warriors and scored 100 again and got that victory 177 as well. So it was a nice 2-0 start. I think they played the Kings the next game and lost that, so they were 2-1 in that little classic. And I believe either tonight or tomorrow at some point within the next couple of days they start playing out there in Vegas. So it'll be very fun to see what they got going out there. But they will be down one player from who played in these 3 games, but I'll get into that very shortly. And then, yes, as I mentioned, a lot of Duke players in the summer league. I believe there's about 10 to 12 guys playing this summer, trying to get on teams. Obviously, a lot of these guys were drafted by the team, so they're kind of have already secured contracts, but about half of these guys are trying to get onto the team just to get a two-way or a non-guaranteed contract or something like that. So good luck to all those guys. They definitely need it. And speaking of that, one Laker that won't be joining the team for some reason, I don't know how this works, where they're able to. He said he was playing and he's on a I thought he was on a two-way deal with the Lakers, Mac McClung, but apparently he's going to be playing for Golden State Summer League team these next couple of weeks. So it's kind of weird because I remember last year during when the Bulls had a lot of COVID guys, they signed him off of the Lakers G League team, and he got like a couple 10-day contracts, maybe started one game for them, played in a real game, and then was eventually contractually brought back to the Lakers. So I don't know how this stuff works, but this guy is definitely getting a lot of attention around here and there because he did pretty good, scoring quite a bit of points in those 3 games in the Cali Classic. So hoping the Lakers don't screw this up and let him go, because I think he could be a really good bench role player, but I don't know. They're just not trusting him for some reason. And then, yes, apparently a lot of odds came out for all these other schools to join, whether it's the Big Ten Conference, kind of like USC and UCLA did, or even join the SEC Conference, because that's pretty much what it's going to be. 2 super conferences, kind of like the NFL, and then all those teams play against each other, and then whoever's left out of those will have probably a playoff. I don't know of how many teams, but it's going to be quite a bit. But yeah, it's pretty much a bidding war to see who's going to get in. I know some teams were contacted or are trying to contact the conferences themselves to try to get in. But there was a pretty high chance, betting odds at least, that Duke was going to end up in the Big Ten, which is pretty cool because geographically it works because they're still kind of in the south, but they could still move up to the north and then come all the way to Cali, which would be my dream, which is be able to watch a Duke and USC conference game, which I always joked about, but I can't believe it could be a possibility now, which is freaking insane to be able to finally see the Duke Blue Devils live in SoCal, which would be pretty awesome. So definitely looking forward to that if that does happen in the near future or not. So very, very cool beans, as they say. And then yes, I always forget, like I always get lost thinking with at the NHL what is what's, because they do the lottery for like to see where the picks go even before or during the playoffs. So I kind of already thought that the draft was already going, or they do it separately, kind of like how MLB does it, where they kind of just do it. I don't know. It's not as publicly televised or like nationwide televised, but the last couple days have been the NHL draft, and the Ducks had some pretty good high picks because they made some trades late in the season, this last off season, and they were to pick up some guys. We'll go right through them. I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna be able to say most of these guys' names, but they are new Dookie or new Ducks, and yeah. So let's get into them. So round 1, pick number 10, they went with a defensive player, Pavel Mintyukov. Obviously, I'm not sure how most of these names are being said, but I'm kind of saying it as what I've heard names are being said in the NHL games that I've watched. So hopefully that's close enough. He's from Russia, but I guess he has been playing in the States or in Canada somewhere, so he will be coming pretty soon. So defensive player. They've always selected a defensive player in the first round. Some have sticked and some are still waiting on, or they've already traded away, but hopefully this guy is good. He's like a 6'4" type of dude, so it's always nice on defense. Then their second first round pick at number 22, they went with a center, so going a bit offense here in Nathan Gotcher. Yeah, Nathan Gotcher, the center, so offense. So I mean, I think at the time when I saw him get drafted, they said they were expecting him to go even higher. So he kind of fell into the Ducks' lap right there, which is pretty nice. So hopefully he can contribute to the team in the near future. Then round 2, number 42, they went with another defensive player in Noah Warren. So we'll see another defensive player. Then round 2, number 53, they went with another defensive player. It's kind of interesting. And Tristan Linea. Sorry if I'm saying it all wrong, but you already know I am. So yeah, 3 defensive players and 1 offensive player to go in the first 4 picks of your draft. So pretty interesting, but like I said, hopefully these guys stick. Round 4, number 107. Then we finally went offense again with a center and Ben King. So pretty easy name to say, but we'll see what his future holds with the Ducks. Round 5, number 139, they went with a left winger in Connor Havidston, something like that, something close to that. So welcome to the team, Connor, a left winger, offensive player. Then round 5, number 154, they went with a right winger and Michael Callow. I'll be hearing these names soon whenever they play for the Ducks. So yes, round 5. Then round 6, number 178, their last pick of the draft, they went with a goalie from Russia as well. Vyacheslav. That's probably how you say it. This looks like Butyates. I don't know. He has a fun last name to say for a goalie. But yeah, he's another 6'4" Russian dude and looks very young. All these guys look young. Even that defense for the round 1, the very first pick, he was like 18 or 19, something like that. So all these guys are very young. Don't know if and when they will be exactly playing for the Ducks. I know some of the guys, even in the most recent draft, they haven't played just because of how young they were as well. But a lot of those veterans for the Ducks are slowly but surely not only getting traded, but retiring or not re-signing with the team. So eventually these guys will be able to get their time to shine. And we'll see a lot of teams, redoing their stuff and rebuilding and reconfiguring their team. So we'll see how this season goes, and hopefully it's a victorious one. It doesn't have to be winning season, just get into the playoffs, please. I know there was a stretch there where they almost did and then they didn't, and then you had bad luck here. You had the second best odds to win this draft thing and you didn't. You went all the way down to 10, so just get into the freaking playoffs, please, because that'll be a little bit more exciting for us SoCal people here near the Orange County. So yes, thanks for watching, people. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what y'all think. Have a good rest of the day. Yeah, I went to a quick birthday party the other day, and I'm going to end this video with that. So, bye. Bye on. To you.